So let's take a look at this table. So what it's giving us is 4 different foods. We had a hamburger with cheese, we had fries, we had a milkshake, we had a bag of peanuts. And it wants to know, how many calories am I consuming? Now we already know how many grams of carbs, proteins, and fat are in each of these foods. But what we need to do is figure out, if we know how many carbs and proteins and fat are in our food, how many calories are we getting from that? So recall that carbs, you get 4 calories per gram. So you're going to multiply this carb column, each of those numbers, by 4. So 54 times 4 is 216, 43 times 4 is 172, and 49 times 196, 49 times 4 is 196, and 10 times 4 is 40. I'm going to add all of these up to get 624. Protein, same thing. You get 4 calories per gram. So this is going to be 51 times 4, which is 204. You can get 5 times 4, which is 20. 9 times 4, which is 36. And 14 times 4, and so all together, if we add these up, we're going to get 316. And then finally, unlike protein and carbs, for every gram of fat is going to be 9 calories. So we're going to do 60 times 9 to get 540. Do 20 times 9 to get 180. 10 times 9 to get 90. And then 25 times 9, 252. So altogether, this comes out to 1062. All right. So let's go ahead. So if you got one of those numbers wrong, you may want to rework through your calculations. Or if you're kind of lost on this table and now you understand it, you can go ahead and pause here and keep working. But if you did work all the way through, then you can go ahead and keep on listening. So the next problem, so this is on page 118, number 3, is asking how many total calories did you consume from carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So how much did you eat? So we know we got 624 calories from carbs, 316 calories from protein, and 1,062 calories from fat. So the total calories are going to be this plus this plus this. And that gets you 2,002 calories. Or kcal, again, the same exact thing. Now the next question asked you to calculate the percentage of your diet that came from carbs, protein, and fat. So it's saying of 2,002 calories that you consumed, what percentage of those calories came from carbs? What percentage of those calories came from protein and from fat? So it outlines how to do this. It says percent of carbs in diet equals the total kcal from carbs, so that's 624. And you divide that by the total kcals consumed, which was 2,002. And then you times this by 100. So that equals 31.2. Or you could round this to 31. Percent of protein is going to be your protein divided by your total times 100, which equals 15.8. And then finally our fats would be 1,062 divided by 2,002 times 100, which equals 53. So it says compare your calculated percentages to the federal government's recommended values. Was your intake today in line with the recommended dietary goals? And the answer is no. So your fat, so some of the reasons why, your fat should be no more than 30%. And in this case, you see that our fats, so that was this last row, our fats were 53%, so we don't want to have that much. We've also noticed that our carbs should be at least or somewhere between 55 to 60%. So this first row is way too low. This should be a lot higher. So number 6 asks for you to identify some good suggestions to kind of improve your intake because you know you're not doing well. You have a lot more fats and not that many carbs. So one thing you can do is you could bring in an apple or an orange for a snack instead of peanuts. Those peanuts were pretty high in fat. You could also replace those french fries with a baked potato, so you're going to get rid of some of that fat because you're not frying anything. And frying something uses lots and lots of oils. Replacing the hamburger for a pizza really doesn't help you at all. You're still eating something pretty bad. You could replace that milkshake with low-fat milk or juice, and that's a great point. You're going to get rid of a lot of fat by not consuming a milkshake. And then the last one says eat a candy bar instead of the peanuts. Well, candy bars are going to still be fairly unhealthy and still have lots of fat in it, so that's not really a good suggestion. So the final questions, 7 and 8, are related to each other. It's a progression, so to speak. So I'm going to tell you the answer first so you can see if you got it right, and then if you got it wrong, then you can continue watching. So the answer, so the very last blank, is 35 days. So if you didn't get that, you can either try it again or just go ahead and keep listening. If you did get that, you're more than welcome to review, but obviously you got the correct answer. So it states that if your body requires 1,500 calories per day, how many excess calories did you eat in the day described in Table 7-5? So in that table, we said we ate 2,002 calories. But it says that we only need 1,500. So we consumed an extra 502 calories. Okay, so that's the first blank. So if you had consumed the same amount of excess calories each day for the last 3 weeks, how many excess calories did you accumulate? Now this 502 calories is just for one day. Because you ate that entire meal. You ate those hamburgers, that milkshake, those fries, those 2,002 calories in one day. You're only supposed to have 1,500 calories in one day. So in one day, you ate an extra 502 calories. So what you need to figure out is how many days are in 3 weeks. So 3 weeks equals 21 days. There's 7 days in a week. Times that by 3 for 3 weeks, so you get a total of 21 days. So to figure out how many excess kilocalories did you accumulate for those 3 weeks, you would take 502 and times that by 21, which equals 10,542 calories. Now it says that every time you accumulate 3,500 or 3,500 excess kilocalories, you gain a pound. So how many pounds have you gained over the last 3 weeks? So this one's easy to do. All you need to do is divide this by 3,500. And that's going to get you 3.012. I'm just going to round that to 3. My scale that I step on does not go to decimal places. So you can round this to say 3 pounds. So by eating 10,542 extra calories, I would have gained 3 pounds. Now the last question, so this begins question 8. It says you want to lose this weight. Obviously, you're gaining weight, you want to lose it. But there's not really many ways you can lose it. But you did figure out that if you park really far away in the parking lot, you'll spend about 15 minutes or 100, let me go ahead and write this, 150 calories walking. So you walk from your car to class, and that takes 150 calories. Now this magic number right here, this is how many calories we're trying to burn. We are trying to burn this 10,542 calories. Now, if your original answer was 70, and I told you it was 35, one of the reasons could be is thinking about this walk. It's 150 calories to walk from your car to class. But unless you're going to stay in class, you're going to have to leave class to go back to your car. So overall, you have another 150 calories. So one's to class, one's from class. So each day, you're going to burn 300 calories. So we have 10,542 calories that we're trying to burn. We know that we burn 300 calories a day. So if you divide those, you're going to get a decimal, but I'm rounding it to 35. So that's 10,542 calories divided by 300 calories a day gets you 35 days. So you can lose those 3 pounds in 35 days if you took that extra walk to and from class. So that is the end of these activities. Be sure to review these, do the self-test, email me if you have any questions at all, because all of this material will be on the lab quiz. Be sure to bring a calculator to class because you will have calculations similar to these. So again, email me if you have any questions at all.